Richard Harris's story began when one day he decided to earn some extra money. In reality, it wasn't about a small sum, it was $50,000. This was the amount the New York Zoological Society promised for capturing an anaconda. Richard believed it was worth trying his luck for such a sum. He started preparing for the expedition to South America. Harris watched numerous video blogs and read forums that provided advice on dealing with snakes. He thought he was well prepared and ready to face the giant. Richard packed his bag and set off on the expedition. But things didn't go as planned. He went from being a hunter to becoming the hunted. The anaconda's habitat consisted of river channels, swamps, and small lakes where it hunted for its prey. Richard rented a boat, but it turned out to be old and unreliable. The paddle broke and the shards cut his hand. In a moment of panic, he decided to dip his bloodied hand into the water, a decision that proved futile. The hand immediately became a tasty treat for a school of piranhas, and within seconds, Harris lost a finger. In a fit of panic, he rocked the boat, which eventually capsized. Fortunately, he managed to get ashore unharmed. Richard was convinced that all the horrors were behind him, but it was only the beginning. Fate had it that the enormous snake Richard was hunting turned out to be right above him on a tree. The snake attacked first, and Richard decided to follow the advice he heard from a blogger. It was suggested to play dead, and when the snake started swallowing your legs, strike it with a sharp object. Such advice could only come from someone who had never faced an anaconda. Richard dropped his knife into the water, and it seemed like the anaconda would crush him like a grain. Usually, an anaconda wraps around its prey and strangles it to death. This time, the snake decided that its prey was completely subdued and opted to devour its dinner fully alive. The man resisted as much as he could, but soon found himself almost entirely inside the snake, then lost consciousness due to lack of air. When Richard regained consciousness in the jungle, it was getting dark. He examined his body and was surprised to find only burns from the snake's stomach acid. But who had become Richard's savior? At the snake battle site, he discovered numerous tracks of big cats. Apparently, a panther had attacked the anaconda, and the snake had no choice but to regurgitate its swallowed prey to save itself.